Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to be sewing this underbust two-sided corset. So yeah, I hope you learn a thing or two. Please do make sure to like, share and subscribe, and let us get into the tutorial. We are going to be starting with our front pattern. So on this front pattern piece, I already lined out my bust line, my chest line, my underbust and my waist line. My waist line is the hem of the paper. So moving to our shoulder, I have 8 inches on my shoulder, but then I'm going to be taking in 6 inches, and then I'm just going to be drawing down on my shoulder slope. Okay, next we are going to be marking our nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. So I'm just going to be marking that on my bust line, my underbust and also my waistline. Moving on, I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch on both sides of my underbust and my waistline. Now I'm going to use my ruler and connect those dots together. So I'm ruling the 4-inch line, which is my nipple to nipple line. So I'm ruling on it, and then I'll go ahead to join the 1 inch on both sides on the underbust line and the waistline. Next, I'm going to go in with my curved ruler to connect those two dots, those two lines to the bust line. Moving on, now we are going to be working on our shoulder line. So right here we have 2 inches, about 2.5 inches. So I went in by 1 inch on the armhole. So what we have left is 1.5, right? So we are going to be connecting that 1 inch to form our armhole. Next, we're going to go into drawing our neckline for the front. So I'm working with my underbust as my neckline. You can go a little bit upwards from your underbust by 1 inch, but I decided to draw my front neckline directly on my underbust line. So right here I just went ahead to use my pencil to just draw a guideline. Later on I went ahead to use my marker to draw it out. So after rolling my curved line towards the underbust, I'm just going to go ahead and use my blue marker to just roll it out to show you guys that that is the neckline that we have. So right here I'm just labeling my pattern, the bust line, underbust and waistline like I said earlier, also the chest line. Next we are going to be adding our body measurement. So right here I'm just placing my bust measurement on my chest line. So you are going to be making use of exactly your bust measurements. You are not going to be adding any allowance. Okay, so right here I put in my bust measurement, and then on my bust line I also place in my bust measurement. Then for the underbust, you place your underbust measurement plus the 2 inches that you took from the dart. Okay, so we'll be adding the 2 inches we took from the darts, and we'll be placing it back there. Okay. Also for the waist, we'll also be placing our waist measurement plus the 2 inches for the darts. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll in those lines. So now we're just going to go ahead and cut out the front pattern piece. And now I'm going to label them. Moving to the back, we'll be having the same shoulder measurement for the back. So my shoulder length is 8.5, and then we are marking a neck width of 6 inches, and then we are going to go down on the 1 inch shoulder slope. So we have left 2.5 inches, just like the way we had for the front. Now I'm going to be adding my nipple to nipple measurement for my back. So I'm going to go ahead and place my nipple measurement on my chest line and also my waistline. Then on my waistline, I'm going to go ahead and mark 1 inch on both sides of the 4 inches, right? So I'm now going to use my ruler and rule along the nipple to nipple measurement, which is the 4 inch mark that we measured earlier, and then the 1/2 inch on both sides, we're going to connect it to the chest line. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add my body measurement. And while adding my body measurement, I'm not going to be adding any sewing allowance. So for the bust line, I'll be adding my bust line measurement plus the 1/2 inch allowance from the darts there, right? So for plus 1/2 inch for the darts there, so I'm just going to be placing that. Also for the waistline, I'll be adding my waistline measurement plus 1 inch that we took in for the darts. That's all that we are going to be adding. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler and rule out those lines. Okay. Next, we are going to be measuring the neck depth for our neckline. So our neck depth for our back neckline is 9 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and use my curved ruler and then curve out how I want the style of neckline I want for my back neckline. So now I'm using my curved ruler to just make a sketch so I don't make a mistake using the marker. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my marker so you guys can see the lines better. Okay, so this is what our back neckline is looking like. Then I also went ahead and took 1 inch away from the armhole, just like the way we took for the front piece, right? Now this is what the back piece is looking like. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, and then we are going to go into sewing. Right here, I already cut out on my fabric and joined my front and back piece together, both for my main fabric and my lining fabric, although they are both my main fabrics. You get what I mean, right? So I joined my front and back pieces together, both on the main and the lining fabric, just leaving the shoulder joining. Now I'm just going to place them right side facing each other. Before I place them right side facing each other, I'm going to go ahead and sew in my boning channel using bias tape. I didn't show you guys that part, but you get what I mean. Just use your bias tape and sew your boning lines, right? So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and sew the armholes, the armhole and the neckline, right? So the armhole and neckline, leaving only the shoulder opening. I'm going to show you how to join your shoulder together. So we're just going to sew around the armhole and sew around the neckline and come back. Now I already sew around my armhole and neckline, as you can see, right? So I already placed my boning channel on the yellow Ankara piece. So these are my boning channel. I ran out of nude bias, so that's why I made use of black. That's why I've seen only one black line. Okay, so I sewed my armhole and neckline piece for both the front and the back, and now we are going to turn over. Before we turn over, you are going to fix your boning. You are going to fix your boning. Right now it's just the armhole and neckline I've sewn, right? So before you turn over, you fix in your boning. After fixing your boning, we are going to be turning over one piece of our shoulder, just like the way of our shoulder armhole strap, just like the way you can see me doing it, right? So what we want to do here now is join the shoulders together. So right here I'm just pulling it out to the front so that we can go ahead and join it internally neatly. I'm going to show you a bit. So here I already pulled out the two back straps, right? Now I'm going to show you how to turn it over. Leave the front straps inside the way they are, like this. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you are going to turn it. You are going to need your office pin for this. So the video is very explanatory. Watch carefully what I'm doing. So right there, I already inserted my office pin, and now you are going to take that strap that you have not brought out yet, that is still inside, right? The front strap. You are holding the back strap now, so you can see what I'm trying to do. So you make sure that you dip your hand inside your front strap so that there is no blockage of fabric there, right? Because we are going to be inserting our back strap inside our front strap. And now you are going to make sure that your fabrics are facing the same direction, yellow facing yellow and the other fabric facing the other fabric. Do you get what I mean? Now we are going to place it this way. Now we are going to turn. You don't turn it this way. Make sure that your fabrics are matching, right? So now I'm going to show you how to do it. You see the way I twisted my hand, right? So now you are going to twist your hand that way to make sure that each fabric sides are matching each other. Okay, now I'm going to show you again. You twist your hand that way. You take your fabric line, your strap, and twist it that way, and make sure that when you are inserting it into the front strap, it is going straight. There is no turning. If your back strap turns a bit, you start from the beginning, you continue, you pull it out and start again, so that when you join the shoulders together, you don't have any twisted strap. You get? So you see the way I pulled it out like that, simple and straight. And then now I'm going to, you can see, you also check it if the fabrics are matching each other, right? So yellow is matching yellow and blue is matching blue. Now we are going to go ahead and sew. After sewing, you do the same thing for the other side of the strap, making sure that each color is matching each fabric that you use. That's if you are using the, even if you are not using the double-sided, if it's lining you are using, make sure they match. Right here I already went ahead to join my shoulder, right? Next I'm going to go ahead, I've already added my boning right into my boning channels. Now we are going to turn both sides facing each other now, so we can sew the hem of the corset, right? You can see what I'm doing. So you are turning them inside out. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit stiff because of the boning you already inserted, but you can see what I'm doing, right? So now we are going to be turning them over, and then you are going to be sewing along those lines. You are not sewing that part where my hand is now, that opening, you are not sewing it. You are only sewing the hem, the lower hem. Okay, that's the only part you are going to be sewing. I'm going to show you how to turn over and sew in the side seam. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and do that. So now I've already gone ahead to sew the hem of the corset, and this is what it's looking like. So we have a side opening on both sides of the corset. Okay, right here, after I have joined the hem of the corset, this is what it's looking like. I went ahead to turn it over and ironed it neat. This is how beautiful it's looking. Okay, so now we have the two sides opening, because that is how you turned in or turned out your corset after sewing the hem. So those two holes are there to help you turn your corset out. Now you fold half an inch inside. I already ironed my half an inch inside, and then you are going to sew one line there and half an inch. So you are going to sew two boning channels. So in between the two boning channels, you are leaving half an inch. Okay, that's what I'm trying to demonstrate here. One boning channel, 1 inch, one boning channel. So one boning channel, 1 inch, and one boning channel. So you have your two boning sides in between your eyelet allowance. Okay, so right here I already went ahead to sew in my boning channels. I'm going to show you how to insert your boning after sewing in your boning channel. So you can see now I sewed in my quarter of an inch or 1/8, then my boning channel, you can see it, 1 inch gap, and then the second boning channel. That's what we have right here. Now I'm going to show you how to insert your boning, seeing that you've closed up every part of your corset. So now at the hem of the corset, right, we're going to go ahead and use our seam ripper. So I'm showing you what a seam ripper looks like. They sell it in the market like 200 naira, 100 naira. You can get it as low as that, some 700 naira, but it's really cheap. Okay, so now you are going to get your seam ripper and you are going to be ripping up the stitches in the boning channel, not outside the boning channel. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip up those stitches there. So it's like about 2-3 stitches you are going to be loosening up. We're going to go ahead and hand stitch those stitches back. Okay, so right here I already opened up my boning channel, so I'm using my seam ripper bottom to just make sure that my boning can insert freely into the boning channel. You're just going to take your time and do it. It's not going to be a rush kind of thing. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and free up the space, because it's the allowance that is causing a little blockage there. So now I've inserted my boning freely, and that's how we are going to insert it. Okay, now we are going to get your needle and thread, right? So right here I already inserted my boning. I'm just showing you guys that there is already a boning inside. Now we are going to get our needle and thread, and then we'll go ahead and tack that opening. It's a very small opening, so most likely you are not going to see any tacking there. So about 2-3 stitches of tacking is all you are going to need to tack that. So you go ahead and repeat it for the second boning channel, and then for the other side you repeat it for the 2 other boning channels. Okay, right now I already went ahead to fix my eyelets, right? So it's looking really pretty and beautiful. So this is for both sides, right? We are all done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video really helpful. I really enjoyed the process of filming it, and this is what our final look is looking like. You can style it however you want. It came out really beautiful. I'm really happy about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. For my subscribers, thank you. If you have not subscribed, please do make sure to subscribe. Okay, I have so much more coming your way, so much more juicy beautiful tutorials coming, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.